you're here very early.
So I was here this morning at 6 o'clock, yes, in order to get in line early.
And why is that? Why have you got here so early?
To ensure that I got into the courtroom today.
This case has captured global and national attention. For these court watchers, the prospect of having a front row seat for the accused's testimony is worth the wait.
It's like watching a movie and getting to the end good bit and then cutting it off. You want to come back the next day and just see how it's going to progress and what's going to come out of that day. So today we said, right, we definitely want to get in. We do not want to miss it. We've been coming, particularly now that Erin's testifying. We want to be in the front row and see exactly how it's going to play out.
In the final questions by her defence barrister this morning, Erin Patterson sobbed as she denied intending to kill or cause harm to each of her 4 lunch guests in July 2023. She also denied intentionally picking death cap mushrooms. Erin Patterson admitted she lied to detectives in a police interview on the 5th of August 2023. She told police she didn't own a dehydrator, had never dehydrated mushrooms and had never foraged for mushrooms. Erin Patterson told the jury,
"And then on the Saturday, Detective Eppingstall told me that Gail and Heather had passed away, and it was this stupid knee-jerk reaction to dig deeper and keep lying. I was just scared, but I shouldn't have done it."
The accused was then cross-examined about her version of what happened at the fatal lunch, which claimed the lives of 3 of her relatives, almost killing a 4th after they ate beef Wellingtons containing death cap mushrooms. While she admits foraged mushrooms may have been in the meal, she says it was an accident and she's innocent of murder. Crown Prosecutor Dr Nanette Rogers arrived at court at 8 a.m. Her questions to Ms Patterson began at 11:30, taking her directly to her lies about not owning a dehydrator and the evidence of her disposing of it 4 days after the lunch at the Coonawarra transfer station.
You lied because you knew if you told the police the truth, it would implicate you in the deliberate poisoning of your 4 lunch guests.
No, it's not true.
Erin Patterson purchased the dehydrator in April 2023, 3 months before the fatal lunch. In evidence today, she said she used it to dehydrate mushrooms and other food, to hide it in her children's food in order to get more vegetables in their diet.
You knew that if you told police the truth, you would be immediately suspected by police of being involved in a poisoning event.
That's probably true, yes.
I suggest that you had been dehydrating death cap mushrooms on or after the date of purchasing the dehydrator for the purpose of putting them in the beef Wellington for your guests.
That's not correct.
Erin Patterson denied seeing a post on the iNaturalist website which identified the location of death cap mushrooms. She denied going to Lock on April 28, 2023 to pick them. The Crown Prosecutor referred to images that Erin took of mushrooms in the dehydrator and on kitchen scales.
I suggest you were weighing these death cap mushrooms so you could calculate the weight required for the administration of a fatal dose for 1 person. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
I suggest you were weighing these death cap mushrooms to calculate the weight required for the administration of 5 doses to kill 5 people. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Earlier in the trial, the jury heard evidence Simon Patterson, her estranged husband, had declined an invitation to the lunch at her Leongatha home.
You intended to serve one of those beef Wellingtons to Simon Patterson had he turned up at the lunch.
If he'd come, I would have given him a beef Wellington too, but not one with death cap mushrooms intentionally.
This week, under questioning by her defence barrister, Erin Patterson admitted she lied to her lunch guests when she said she told them she might need treatment for cancer. Under cross-examination, Dr Nanette Rogers showed Erin Patterson screenshots found on a device seized from her home showing information about brain and ovarian cancer.
I suggest you were educating yourself in an attempt to present to your parents-in-law and Heather and Ian Wilkinson that you'd been medically diagnosed with cancer.
That's not correct.
The prosecution put to the accused that she lied because she needed a good reason to invite the guests to lunch because it was so out of the ordinary. Erin Patterson disagreed.
I suggest that you never thought you would have to account for this lie of having cancer because you thought that the lunch guests would die and your lie would never be found out.
That's not true.
Surviving lunch guest Ian Wilkinson has turned up almost every day since giving evidence earlier in the trial. He told the jury Erin Patterson informed the lunch guests she had cancer.
Did you tell people at the lunch that you had cancer?
No.
Did you say to your guests that you were very concerned that you believed it was very serious, life-threatening?
I don't remember using those words.
What words did you use?
I can't remember the precise words, but I do know what I was trying to communicate was that I was undergoing investigations around ovarian cancer and might need treatment in that regard in the future. I can't say that that was the specific words that I used, but I remember that's what I wanted to communicate.
This week, Erin Patterson gave evidence about her battle with binge eating and bulimia and said she had plans to undergo gastric bypass surgery. She told the court she was too embarrassed to tell her relatives at the lunch about this, so instead lied about having cancer to ensure she continued to have their care and support. This was a tense day in the witness box for Erin Patterson, who was repeatedly asked questions about the lies she's admitted to making before and after the fatal lunch. Late today, the prosecution turned to the tension that existed in the relationship with her ex-husband, Simon Patterson, over financial matters and child support. Her cross-examination will continue tomorrow.